Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Today I'm doing an awesome bacon cheeseburger chowder. This is something I adapted from a couple recipes I found on the net, and this just comes out so hearty and filling. And it's not specifically low carb, but it doesn't spike my glucose either. So yay, double win. This is all gonna be done, well, okay, 95% done in the crock pot. I'm using a large in it here. If you got a small one, you're gonna have to cut the recipe in half. This is gonna fill it right up to the top. You're gonna get tons of servings off of this, at least 35, 40 servings for about 80 bucks. I bought enough to do 2 batches, 2 full containers here, and this is my second batch. So I'm using up some of my ingredients. All right, first up, a couple pounds of ground beef. I suggest really lean. I'm using 93.7, comes out great. We're not looking for a ton of grease. We want the good protein in the meat. 1 pound of your choice of thick cut bacon. You can use regular, but if you don't use the thick cut, you're not gonna be able to get everything on one sheet pan to make it really simple. We're gonna be just browning this in a skillet, and I'm baking it in the oven. You can make your bacon anyway, but just a little parchment paper and putting it in at 400 for 20 minutes or so makes the perfect crispy bacon for this kind of stuff just to easily crumble or chop up. I got 1 small bag of shredded carrots. You can of course shred your own if you prefer. This is a 10 ounce and it works perfectly. We're gonna use a whole stick of butter, 2 to 3 depending on the size. These are on the small side, white onions. 1.5 containers, the 32 ounce size. They're 2 pound of chicken broth of your choice. Now I'm using low sodium just because they were out of stock of the regular. So we're just going to be adding a little bit more salt to the dish itself. And of course, you can just sprinkle it on each individual bowl if you prefer as well. 2 pounds of your choice of cheese. I strongly suggest sharp cheddar, number one, because it tastes great and it cuts through and blends with all the other flavors that are going to be in this, but more importantly, because it melts better. That's not just a saying, cheddar melts better. I can't stand it when I've got a great dish and the cheese sticks to your spoon and you're scraping it off with your teeth. You know, I love French onion soup, but I hate what it does to the cheese. Likewise, if you use mozzarella, pepper jack, Swiss, you know, whatever, lots of things go well in this as far as being a cheeseburger dish, but that doesn't stick to your spoon or make a mess in here. And it just works fantastically. Now I'm using shredded hash browns, 2 pounds. I just got a big 5 pound bag. There you go. You can get some left over along with 2 batches. It was super cheap. Works perfectly. For seasoning, simple salt and pepper, parsley and basil. We're gonna use about a cup of all-purpose flour to make a roux with the butter. And that's about it. Let's get everything in. First in go the hash browns. We're doing this on high. And it's gonna be about a 5-hour cook. I'm gonna set it on 6, kind of get this started while we start the prep of everything else. That's gonna take a long time to get the frost off that and get it heated up. Next in the carrots. And your onions. Now you want good sized chunks in here. You don't want them to disappear like a soup. So, you know, about 1/2 inch chunks or so, and they come out in the end, kind of like fresh diced on a burger. A tablespoon each of dried parsley and basil. And finally in with your chicken broth. Now on with the lid and just set yourself a timer for 4 hours and come back. So we're 4 hours in here. Everything's coming together very nicely, softening up. Flavors are coming together. Just keep that going. Got a puppy helper. Now we're gonna start our meats. Now cook your bacon, like I said, any way you want. 400 for 20 minutes. Believe me, gets them absolutely perfectly crispy. We're just gonna crumble them. And a little into that, brown your ground beef. Nothing special there. Then we're gonna fully drain it, dump the meats into the pot. Then we're gonna make a roux. And we're good and browned, off with the heat. Now we'll fully drain this, dump in the meat. Wipe your pan out, melt yourself a stick of butter. Now we're gonna whisk in a cup of flour. Do it a little bit at a time, keep whisking. You don't want any lumps of flour. Can't show you because I need both hands. This is over medium heat, by the way. Once you've got it looking like this, we're going to slowly whisk in 5 cups of whole milk, a little at a time. Again, just avoiding lumps. Keep whisking, medium heat at the most. Don't let the milk boil. Don't let anything burn or start to stick. and you'll see it get thicker and thicker and thicker. This is both thickening agent for the chowder and a nice creamy flavor. Right about when we're done here, we're going to put in a tablespoon of salt and pepper. Also great over biscuits. Once it gets really thick, it's kind of hard to pull the whisk through. Go ahead and turn off the heat. Just keep whisking a little bit while it cools for a sec. Make sure you don't have any lumps. And dump it in. Out comes the bacon. That smells great. Now we're just going to drain it on some paper towels. Cut it up, dump them in, and of course it's up to you how big of a chunk you like, whether you want it bacon bit size or like me. Yummy. Of course, your bacon has a pretty good amount of salt in there, so from this point out, it's kind of gonna be a taste test at the end if you wanna add more. And pepper, of course, to taste, but I don't recommend adding more until it's done and incorporated. So now we're just gonna mix this all in, let it go a good half hour for everything to start coming together. And then we've got the last step, which is the cheese. Almost there, we're at the last step. In goes the cheese. We're just gonna dump it in, give it a quick mix. Woo, hot, 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 hot. Give it a quick mix and give it another half an hour. That's gonna let the cheese fully melt, and it'll be done when we see the oils all at the top and the cheese fully melted and all the flavors incorporated. Getting close, getting close. So you can see the cheese isn't fully melted yet. It's gooey, but it's not fully incorporated. You can still see the actual shreds. We're looking for that to completely disappear, but it's getting close. I'm gonna give it a stir here. You can see some of the oils coming up, but it'll look totally different in just another 15, 20 minutes tops. And of course, if you're doing the small batch, it won't take quite as long, but believe me, it's worth the wait. I can tell just by looking under there that we are done. We're gonna power it off. Take a look-see. Oh yeah, see that oil from the cheese up at the top? That's what you wanna see. It means our cheese is good and melted. Nice and gooey. Give it a quick stir here to incorporate. Ladle into the bowls. Now this is a really great, cheap family meal. You can ladle out the bowls and let everyone top it however they want. Tons of options. Anything that goes well on a burger or baked potato goes great with this. Sour cream, chives, dill, chopped up pickles, hot sauce, pepper flakes. I'm gonna put green onions. You can do whatever you like. You can mix and match stuff too. Hope you guys give it a shot. I love it. I think you will too. See you next time.